Women watching this, I want you to ask yourself this question. Apart from your pussy, what else do you bring to the table? Let me give you a hint. Nothing. You bring absolutely nothing to the table. Well, that's even if men even get to be on the table. Men have given up on you. It takes a lot of effort to approach a woman, keep in touch with her, and also wife her up, only to find out she brings absolutely nothing to the relationship.
Most men have just given up. If you've ever used a dating app, it can be fairly dehumanizing as an average guy. You quickly realize most women think you aren't worth a passing consideration. The vast majority of women consider you and most guys subpar. Men also have problems navigating the dating minefield. Men are expected to make all the first moves, while not being awkward, while being unrealistically confident and outgoing, trying not to weird a woman out for qualities that make them unique despite those qualities being fairly common and normal, trying to simultaneously be respectful of consent, but being expected to be assertive and confident. Most men are not making the kind of money women fantasize about. As a man, you're struggling with your own life while walking on eggshells to not lose someone's fleeting interest who is actively looking for any possible red flag to give an excuse to ghost you. I hate to sound like I'm blaming women or dislike women. That's not my intention. But I think there's a tendency to not be honest about how unfair dating is for men these days. We've come a long way as a society, but there are still expectations we place on men that aren't placed on women, are unfair, and frankly sexist. Some feminists might be tempted to blame patriarchy, but I think some of the prevailing dynamics are as much a responsibility of women as it is men. If women took equal responsibility in pursuing, it wouldn't be so lopsided. But as it stands, most women have the opposite problem of having too many options rather than being the person needing to seek out options. A lot of work has been done to critique the unrealistic standards applied to women, but not so much to men. We may play lip service in our progressive circles, but when push comes to shove, I see people rationalize unrealistic standards for men. We are actively preserving the same chauvinistic standards for men while pretending in the abstract that we are committed to this theoretically equal future. It seems there are still these prevailing and largely uncontested idealized standards for what an attractive man is. And that man does not have emotion, he does not have faults, he does not make mistakes. He's financially balling. He's tall, dark, handsome, and in peak physical shape. Has a degree but also works with his hands. Is socially dominating, not simply confident as some say. Do women end up marrying these men? No. Most women will settle for something a bit more down to earth. But this is still a dominating stereotype living in the most popular music videos, TV shows, books, movies, and fan fiction. It sets the standard to have a reply in online dating. The point is women all sort of know abstractly that men are not this ideal. They understand that their fathers weren't, nor are their brothers. They understand their sons aren't like that. Eventually, they date men who aren't like that. The reason why a lot of men have given up on women is that it's incredibly dehumanizing to be compared to a standard you can't reasonably be expected to live up to just get your foot in the door and maybe show someone that even though you're not 6'3", making 6 figures a year with washboard abs, a degree in business, who swings an axe on his days off, enjoys an active but social media safe social life, without personal struggles, no character defects. Even though you're not that guy, you might be a worthy human being. I think many men initially put themselves out there more than a few times and are just too dehumanized by the feeling that they've got to prove they are good enough when the message seems to consistently be that they aren't. You can only do that to yourself so many times before you decide it's eating away at your sense of self-worth. I think it would be easy to just say, well, the problem is with you, you must just be a bad guy. But when the overwhelming vast majority of men are evaluated as such, we've got a real big problem. I knew a few guys. I know some older and some younger. The younger crop of young men are on average much more respectful of equality and sensitive to boundaries and fairness. I don't buy this notion that most men are predators, sexist, or have some fundamental social or psychological flaw that renders them unworthy of dating material. I get the sense that a large part of what's going on is not just that men are broken, but that most men are stereotyped quickly concerning the ideal, and wherever there is a deficiency, character flaw, or red flag, that's it. We know enough about him now, he's not even worth the time. Before a man gets to that point, Let's be honest, there's already a prejudicial assumption that he could be a predator until proven innocent, an emotional abuser until proven innocent, a weirdo, a creep, awkward, too soft, too clingy, didn't read the signs, and a loser. So many men constantly trying to meet someone know right off the bat there's a mountain they've got to overcome of prejudgments just to get a chance. Then in the ensuing interactions, walk on thin ice that a joke might not be taken wrong or a bad day might reflect insecurity. Because the other person is looking for a reason for you to prove you're just like those other assholes. I don't know. Put yourself in our shoes one time. Think about how you would feel in that situation. Your task is to prove to the other person you're not guilty of these prejudgments you are not responsible for. They are looking for you to fail the test. And you've also got to prove you're worthy of this person's interest. And over again you apparently failed and you don't even know why. Was it something you said? Was it your social media photos? Was it what you didn't say? Was it your job? Were you too forward? Were you not forward enough? And keep in mind, you're expected to do the initiating. That has not changed. So no one is going to come up to you and make a move to express their interest. Your self-worth is not going to be boosted by anyone. Men don't have a culture of "girl, you're beautiful, I love you." There's no community of "you look really handsome today." It's just going to be rejection. Please understand that. Imagine failing a worthiness test over and over and not knowing what it was about you that you could change or do better. After a while, you naturally think, well, I'm just unattractive. So you don't even engage that aspect of your life anymore because it's painful to be reminded that no one thinks you're an attractive enough person to even consider you for a lunch date. Why would you want to be reminded? That's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and also click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers.